You know, a great emperor once built a magnificent palace as his final resting place. For centuries, this land has been a crossroads of powerful empires. Rome, Venice, the Ottoman Empire, and the Habsburgs all marched through here, leaving behind a part of their soul. It's a land of surprises. The necktie worn in boardrooms worldwide was actually born here. America's prized Zinfandel wine was saved from oblivion by a few resilient vines clinging to the sun-drenched shore. And, believe it or not, a fierce nation smaller than West Virginia once proudly fought in a World Cup final. This is Croatia, a hidden paradise in the heart of Europe. Let's start where Rome never really left. In the city of Split, around the year 305, a Roman emperor named Diocletian did something almost no emperor ever did. He gave up the throne, walked away from power, and built himself a palace on the Dalmatian coast to grow old and, just grow vegetables. Today, that palace is the most complete Roman imperial palace left anywhere on Earth, protected by UNESCO since 1979. It is not a museum. Around 3,000 people still live inside those walls right now. There are apartments behind 2,000-year-old stone, laundry drying under Roman arches, and bars tucked into the emperor's old halls. People have lived here without a single break since the 7th century, when refugees from a nearby city moved into the ruins and simply never left. Walk through the peristyle, the emperor's central courtyard, and now it is a cafe terrace where locals sip coffee at sunset. The cellars underneath, once storage for an emperor, became a market and then, honestly, even a film set. If you have seen Game of Thrones, you have seen these basements. This is where Daenerys kept her dragons. And above it all, the Cathedral of St. Dominus still holds mass in a building that started as Diocletian's tomb. Rome, the Middle Ages, and a modern Tuesday, all stacked in one square. Here is what I find remarkable. When the empire fell, people here did not tear Rome down to build something new. They just kept living in it. That is the whole country in a single city. Before we go any further, do something for me. Tell us in the comments where in the world you are watching from. We know a lot of you have Croatian roots out there. It begins with a single word, pomalo. On the Dalmatian coast, pomalo means take it easy, no rush, no worries, slowly, slowly. But it is bigger than a phrase. It is a way of living the whole country understands. In much of the world, being busy is a badge of honor. We answer emails at midnight. We eat lunch standing up. We call it hustle. In Croatia, someone will tell you the coffee can wait, the boat can wait, the work will still be there tomorrow. And here is the thing, they are not falling behind. Pomalo is not laziness. It is choosing to be fully where you are. Croatia liked the idea so much it built a tourism campaign around it. Find your pomalo, selling not a beach but a pace. You see it clearest in Zagreb on a weekend morning. There is a ritual called špića, where people put on their good clothes, sit at an outdoor cafe and stay for hours not waiting for anything, just coffee, sunshine, and conversation stretched out on purpose. For a burned-out office worker in Chicago or London, that can sound almost radical. Slowing down is a national skill, but do not mistake slow for soft. This laid-back nation, the one that lingers over coffee, turns into a giant when something truly matters. You will see exactly what I mean later. That easy rhythm flips completely when Croatians gather to celebrate. This is a country with more living traditions per person than almost anywhere in Europe, and many are protected by UNESCO as intangible heritage. Take the Sinjska Ala. Every August in the town of Sinj, riders in 18th century uniforms gallop full speed down a street and try to spear a small iron ring with a lance. They've been doing this since 1715 to mark the day when just a few hundred locals held off a much larger Ottoman army. A battle became a game, and honestly the game never stopped. Then there is Kloa, Dalmatian a cappella singing. It's just a group of friends, no instruments, just voices layered together, singing about love, wine, the sea, and home. If you close your eyes in a stone alley while a klapa group sings, you'll understand this coast better than any guidebook could ever explain it. On the island of Hvar, there is a procession called Zakrian, following the cross through the night. It's run every Holy Thursday for 5 centuries without missing a single year. And up north, the bell ringers of the Ria Carnival pull on horned animal masks and march to chase winter away. It's a custom that's actually older than the country itself. Here's what strikes me. None of this is performed for tourists. These are not shows. They are memory kept alive on purpose. Every festival is one more layer of the crossroads. A battle, a belief, a season that passed through and stayed. And, every celebration here ends the same way around a table. Croatian food is the map of its history served on a plate. Look at where the country sits. Along the coast, the cooking is Mediterranean. Olive oil, grilled fish, herbs, ripe tomatoes. These are the flavors that really define it. Move inland and it turns Central European. Hearty, slow-cooked, made for cold nights. One country, 2 kitchens, because 2 worlds met here. The signature dish is peka. Meat and vegetables placed under a heavy bell-shaped lid, buried in hot coals, and left to cook low and slow for hours. It is pomalo you can eat. On the coast you will find kaini riot, a black risotto colored with squid ink, and chavapi, little grilled sausages shared everywhere. So there is the peninsula food lovers call Croatia's Tuscanjani. Its hills produce some of the finest olive oil in the world, and honestly, something even rarer underground. In 1999, a man named John Carlos Sagante and his dog Diana dug up a white truffle weighing nearly 3 pounds, about 1 1/3 kilograms. It was the largest ever found at the time, actually a Guinness record. Down the coast on the island of Pog, sheep graze on grass that's coated in sea salt blown off the Adriatic, and their milk becomes a sharp, salty cheese you just cannot quite make anywhere else. Every bite is a border crossing. To eat in Croatia is to taste every empire that ever came through it. And what do they pour beside all this? A wine with a secret that fooled California for 100 years. We will get to that. Dubrovnik and the Republic of Ragusa. Food this good needs a state. And Croatia's most breathtaking one is a city wrapped in stone. Dubrovnik, the pearl of the Adriatic. If the walls look familiar, that is because you have seen them as King's Landing in Game of Thrones. But the real story here is stranger than any show. For centuries, Dubrovnik was not part of a bigger country. It was its own tiny republic called Ragusa, squeezed between the Venetian Empire on one side and the Ottoman Empire on the other. 2 giants. And this small city-state survived between them for 400 years. Not with an army, but with brains. It paid tribute, it negotiated, it played both sides, and it stayed free. And being a crossroads of trade made it dangerous in another way. Ships arrived carrying goods and sometimes plague. So in 1377, Dubrovnik did something no one had done before. It ordered arriving ships and travelers to wait in isolation before entering the city. First 30 days, then 40. 40 in the old Venetian tongue is quarant. That is where our word quarantine comes from. This small republic wrote the rule book the whole world reached for during a modern pandemic. It also kept a pharmacy running inside a Franciscan monastery from 1317. One of the oldest still working anywhere in Europe. Croatia's fingerprints are not only on its own coast, they are on you right now. 6. The world is quietly wearing Croatia, global firsts. If you have a necktie on, you are wearing Croatia. In the 17th century, Croatian soldiers fighting in France wore a small scarf knotted at the throat. Parisians noticed. By around 1630, the French court was captivated, and Kings Louis XIII and XIV turned it into fashion. The French called the style a la Croate, in the manner of the Croats. Say that quickly across a few centuries, and a la Croate becomes cravat, becomes necktie. Almost every knotted tie in every boardroom on earth traces back to a Croatian soldier who probably never came home. That is the pattern with this country. A crossroads absorbs the world, then quietly hands things back to it. In the town of Zadar, an architect built the first sea organ in the world. wide marble steps along the waterfront, with pipes hidden underneath, so the waves themselves play the music. It's a slow, endless chord, written by the Adriatic. Beside it sits the greeting to the sun, a great glass circle that soaks up sunlight all day and glows at night. And just offshore, the island of Hvar is the sunniest island in Europe with around 2,700 hours of sun a year. Quick question while we are here. Of everything so far, which Croatian first surprised you the most? And what has impressed you most about this country? Drop it in the comments. Croatia shaped the world. Now let it show you the paradise part. In the forested heart of the country lie the Vish Lakes, Croatia's oldest and largest national park, protected by UNESCO since 1979. Picture 16 lakes arranged like steps down a valley, each one spilling into the next through curtains of waterfalls. The water is a color that barely looks real, turquoise in one light, deep green in another. That color comes from tufa, a soft rock the rivers slowly build and reshape, so the whole landscape is quietly rewriting itself every year. To walk it, you follow about 11 miles of wooden boardwalks laid right across the surface of the water, some of them threading behind the falls themselves. And Plavica is not alone. Croatia has 8 national parks covering more than a tenth of the entire country, from the Velebit Mountains down to the bare white islands of the Kornati. But this beauty is loved almost too much. Plica now draws well over 1.5 million visitors a year. And you know, keeping water that clear under all those feet is a genuine fight. Here is the honest version of hidden paradise. It is not luck. That turquoise exists because someone chose to protect it, at a scale most countries never manage. The clean water has a reason behind it. The lakes, though, are only the mainland warming up. Croatia's real stage is offshore. Croatia's coastline runs more than 1,000 miles, and scattered along it are over 1,000 islands. Most are tiny and empty, just rock and pine and a ring of clear water. A few you will remember forever. On the little island of Bishevo, there is a sea cave where for a couple of hours around midday, sunlight sneaks in from below and fills the whole chamber with a glowing blue light. They call it the Blue Cave, and inside it, the water looks lit from within. Sailors have threaded these channels for thousands of years, and today the same routes pull people in from all over the world, drifting from one cove to the next with nowhere they need to be. On Hvar, fields of lavender turn the hills purple in early summer, and the little stone harbor fills with boats at dusk.